It's Week 13 of the National Football League, and we've got the Bengals' towering tight end. No one's been busier this season as he currently paces the NFL in receptions. It's the Bengals and the Falcons. All that and more coming up next on EA Sports.
The weather this time of year in the South, perfect. Fall football weather. And we've got the roof wide open here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the heart of Georgia. Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Atlanta Falcons. Hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin along with Charles Davis. And Charles, we take a look at this Falcons team as they enter play. Things haven't gone exactly according to plan to this point, but boy, you and I down there with them before the game, they were fired up.
And they understand how important this game is. Win this one, they can start to think about a turnaround.
Meanwhile, for the Bengals here, they have certainly got it rolling of late. Winners of 6 in a row.
And it's simple. The more you win in the regular season, the more likely you play at home in the postseason, and that can take you deep into January.
McPherson has this one teed up, and this one is underway here on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Just like that, it's a gain of 12 and a first down on their first play.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 15 yards, first down, Atlanta.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. Play 3 of the drive not as successful. They go backwards after those 2 first down gains.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Now a handoff running through the middle. And he is across midfield from 149 to the other 49. A gain of just 2. And Charles, you look at this defense, they were a very loose group coming into the week, knowing they kind of had the upper hand going into this one, taking on a team that hasn't won in a month and a half.
And that works well for you if you establish your dominance early in the game against a team that's struggling. But if somehow they fashion some plays together early, knock them back on their heels, that looseness can be used against them. Then they're trying to scramble to make sure they get their game right.
The Bengals offense here ready to rock and roll. Joe Burrow is the man at quarterback.
And he's certainly putting together an MVP-type season, leading the league in both passing yards and touchdown passes. There have not been too many defenses that have been able to stop him or even slow him down. So he's got his sights set on another big game right here.
Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10 at their own 22. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He'll find Hodgins there complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down. And the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. How to get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense in the midst of, well, let's just say a not-so-rosy losing streak. They've got the open week, though, coming up next weekend, so you have to figure this to be a game that they dearly love to have.
Oh, indeed. They have to have this one because that's something positive to take with you when you go away for a few days, and it actually releases your mind. If they lose this one, that mind stays cluttered the entire time they're away, and they've got to scramble to get back in sync when they start playing again.
They'll run the option on 3rd and short yardage. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. So that was all you're looking for. Get the first down. Keep the drive moving.
Yeah, it just looked to me like he just said to himself, I've got this. I'll take it. I'll pick it up, and let's keep moving. Get the first down, get a new set, and let's start over.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. To throw again, Sheldon. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. Pressure comes, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. They said there was a lot of discussion in their defensive team meeting room after last week's performance. They had 7 sacks. Something in the water. There's one in the first quarter.
A lot of discussion, a lot of excitement because now everyone wants to get involved with this. Who's going to continue that process? Who's going to get to the quarterback this week? But they have to be careful. When you have that much pressure, they want to use it against you. Draws, screens, those types of plays.
We'll see if they do that. Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
It certainly is, and if you're wondering if anybody's saying, boy, this is coming at a bad time, we want to keep playing, the answer can be yes, because when teams are on a hot streak, they want to keep going. But what the veterans are telling the young guys in the locker room, an open week is always good, guys. Take it, and let's go with it.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And they go play action now. Burrow. This goes out wide for Mixon. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. On the ground, this is Joe Mixon. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. And come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. 3rd and 2, now Burrow. He finds Robinson. And he is going to have a Bengals first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2. The Bengals hit 11-1 now on the year. And they have certainly got it rolling as of late. Winners of 6 in a row.
And I think this is where, as a head coach, you show your team some trust. Instead of just talking about winning, the very next game, you point out to them, we're on a nice run here. And if we keep doing this, we'll be playing at home in the postseason. And we know that can ride us all the way to the Super Bowl if we get that done.
And a hard-earned yard there as he ran through one would-be tackler. It's 2nd down. The numbers for Mixon last week: 18 carries, 74 yards.
Well, partner, we've watched as they've reached 2 wins, 3 wins, 4, and then 5. And we kept questioning each week, how long can they keep this streak going? This team is rolling, and having someone like this who can really set the tone for your offense week in and week out is a big part of why they've been unbeatable as of late.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Got a man. It's Chase. He completes it. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards. We've seen a little bit of the short passing game here early in the first quarter, haven't we?
I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
They will throw on first down with Burrow. And that one complete to Hodgins. On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Burrow on 3rd down. Looking for Chase on the out route. He's got him. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Now that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are. Yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
McPherson's kick is good. And the Bengals are on the board first here. It's 3-0. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 14 yards there and a Falcon first down.
Not too shabby for his first carry of the game. That's exactly what most teams are looking for, a really good change of pace back.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Back to throw. Sheldon. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
And they'll be stopped at the 28 on a play that started at the 14. They pick up 14.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
On 1st and 10, Sheldon got this complete to the tight end Pitts. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they can be set up with a 1st and goal.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
They may be snapping the ball near the goal a little bit. All you're thinking defensively, keep them out of the end zone. Force the incompletion, force them into going for 3, and not giving up 6.
And he stopped immediately there. This will be play number 8 on the drive. It's 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. Sheldon. And this is going to be incomplete. 4th down, and the attention turns to Falcon kicker Younghoe Koo from the right hash, and this one just a chippy. Koo knocks this one through the post, and that will tie us at 3-3. So that kick gives them their first points of the game, CD, and it comes on the 3rd drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, and I would say if you're the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger points. They've struggled with a few drives so far, finally got 3 out of it. How do you find the end zone? That's what he's searching for now.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up.
Now Burrow loses the football, and the Falcons grab it, taking it right down Broadway. And this is going to be brought back. It's a scoop and score for the Falcon TD. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score, and a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower post-game. The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And it is up. And it's good. That'll make our score 10-3 now. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This is taken just shy of the 10. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And he'll take this up to the 30, a gain of 4. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, Burrow. It's complete to Robinson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First catch so far for the man who led the NFL coming into the weekend. He's got a first down. 10-3 our score after one here on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Bengals in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now it's Burrow. Open man is Chase, complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They go play action with Burrow. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. A great play there. With a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Bengals are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. If there was one knock on Joe Burrow coming out of LSU, it was arm strength, but kind of put those doubts to rest right there.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
And the final number of the next-gen stats, that ball traveling a full 59 yards through the air. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And we are even at 10 apiece. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. Fielded right around the 8. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Atlanta now coming out on the field. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Sheldon. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. On 3rd and 2. Sheldon looking left side. That's caught by Moore. And he is going to have a Falcons 1st down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Nifty footwork at the 45. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the 1st.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the 1st down. A nice run right there.
So after 2 1st downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Back to throw. Sheldon. Open man is Duvernay. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And that is not going to get it done either. Once again, he's stopped behind the line by this Bengals D. From the gun on 3rd down. Sheldon. So nothing doing there. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at their own 18. He'll hand it off here. This is Mixon. Up to the 20. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Burrow. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. Now Burrow. Man open is Robinson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. 2nd and 6. And Burrow going to throw again. This is caught by Robinson. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. Now Burrow on 1st down. Robinson's got it. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Burrow. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. That's complete to Robinson. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 13-yard line. That 3rd down conversion good for 23. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Inside handoff to Mixon. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, it's Mixon. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. So 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive. And now they face a 3rd and 3 here. The quick slant caught. Touchdown Bengals. From 6 yards away as they have taken the lead.
As a general rule, quarterbacks don't want to lock in on a receiver before the ball is snapped. But in this case, based on the matchup he thought he was going to get, it was favorable for his tight end. He locked in on him early and found him for a touchdown.
McPherson on for the point after. He's got it as they go up by a total of 17-10. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown. From the 6. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. So out come the Falcons now. They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Sheldon. That's taken in by Duvernay. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. So that was a very nice play, Charles, from a very speedy cornerback.
And sometimes all of your best laid plans of play design, your X's and O's, they can't always account for individual effort defensively. And this was one of those times. Just a terrific play to hustle over there and get the running back to the ground.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. And complete to Drake London. And he's going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. A handoff as they run the counter play. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Looking to throw. Sheldon. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Sheldon. Throwing right, and that's complete. And they get him down about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 3rd down pickup of 5.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tress Way on to punt the football. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. This is one of the dangers of going for the punt block.
And you know before you even call going for the block, it's a risk-reward play. So many factors come into it. They went after it, and you know punters, what they do? They leave their leg up in the air an extra count or two, hoping someone comes into contact.
Two yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. Back to throw. Sheldon. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
Holding offense.
So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it. Brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Now a timeout called for by the offense as they head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
And that last throw puts him over 5,000 yards passing now on the season already. Some rarefied air with numbers like that.
Well, don't keep the oxygen just for yourself. Pass some over to me, my friend, because given the fact he still has a number of games remaining on the schedule, that number is going to go sky high.
7 yards there and a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. First down. Here's Burrow. He'll find Hodgins there complete. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Throwing again, it's Burrow. Caught out left side by Robinson. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. From just shy of midfield, Burrow. Middle of the field, it's Robinson. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. 5 men in the secondary now for the Falcons on third down. Now it's Burrow. This one hauled in, and again it's Robinson. And he's going to have the first down as they move into field goal range here at the 25-yard line.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on third down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
Now the Bengals going to signal for their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. McPherson's kick is good, and that'll make this a 7-point game. So good work there to get points just before the half as they add on to their lead.
As trite as it sounds, every little bit helps. That's exactly what they're going for. Anytime you get a chance to put points on the board, you take it.
And they didn't leave the other side with much time at all on the clock. From the 10. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we have reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Bengals out in front. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.